Frank Ray's joining us in the studio. I love Frank. Is that a linen shirt you're wearing?
It is, man. I made it myself.
Good Lord.
I tore the curtain apart and I said, I'm going to make sure.
You're a brave man. He comes in here wearing white pants.
Yeah.
Like, how in the world do you wear white pants?
I know, especially when I'm surrounded by so many tacos. It's
not
crazy.
even that. I just, I sit down in random places. I'm like, I'm going to sit here on this stair or I'm going to sit on whatever. And you never know how dirty stuff is until you get up off of it.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, I had this kind of something similar to this, but I was wearing white, and we had just left the show and went to a Hooters, and I was like, this is a bad combination.
Yeah.
It's a bad combination. But I got out of there,
Good.
stain free, man.
Congrats.
Wow.
Yeah. Frank has this new EP. It's called Get You Some.
Get you some.
Get You Some.
Like the beginning. Is it y'all showed up that's got the little...
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Come
Love
on, dude. Y'all had that ready.
I think it's cool. Yeah, I was like, before he came in, Bubba was playing. I go, was that the way? Is that on the album? Is that on the? He goes, yeah.
That's
like, no, that's so.
And then it comes back.
Look at that. Come on, dude.
And then it comes back like later, like into the chorus. It's like, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I actually did that with my voice. I went, it was like, let's be a chicken. No, that's all like Bobby Hamrick, who's the guy that kind of built the demo. And then it was so cool that we just left it in the post.
As well, you should.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, man. It was a very Sugar Ray vibes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We figured like Ray, Sugar, Frank. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Sugar Frank Ray.
Sugar Frank Ray. The new song, the single's Country Look Good on You.
Come on.
Let's get that on for you. Frank Ray's in the studio. Coming right back. Hang on. Frank Ray, Country Look Good on You. By the way, the EP, it's called Get You Some. It's available, so make sure you get you some of that.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's some great songs in there. I was totally digging somebody. Is it somebody else's whiskey or someone else's whiskey?
Somebody else's whiskey.
Okay, that is a jam because
Thank you.
the girl basically realizes she met some other guy and she's like, I'm out of here. And he's like helping her pack and he's trying not to laugh. And he's like, ha, 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 ha. You're somebody else's problem now.
It's one of those. He's like, oh, no, you're leaving? Oh, man.
It's too bad.
Yeah, but the whole premise was that. And it was so funny the way that we wrote it. Frank Rogers, who's my producer, he went out for we were in South Carolina, and he went out. It was for the morning session. We were going to get started writing. He went for a little beach swim, and he came back. And he's like, how about this, right? And somebody else's whiskey, initially, from what I heard from him, was it was going to be a sad song. It was one of those heartbreak songs, like, oh, she left and this and that. But he was like, wait a minute. What if it was this? And so and then he's like, I got this idea. But he sang down a whole verse and chorus. I was like, bro, that's a song.
That's a whole song.
That's a whole song. An idea. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So we sat down and finished it, and me, him, and Derek George. And it turned out great.
It's good, man. The whole EP is awesome. It's called Get You Some from Frank Ray. You can follow him at Frank Ray Music on all social media. So we'll come back talk more with Mr. Frank Ray.
You can find me at farmersonly.com.
You're on Farmers Only?
You too?
You don't have to be lonely.
Frank Ray in the studio hanging out with us. I love Frank, and I wish I had your number. I was thinking like, man, I started doing this, I know it sounds awkward, but it was these tacos that I wanted to make. And they're Birria.
Birria. There you go. Close
Tacos.
enough.
And I was combining these chilies and that kind of stuff. And they turned out okay, but it's not like...
Brother, I got a video of me making birria tacos on here. I'm going to send that to you. It's a little DIY. Man, birria tacos are traditionally made with goat meat, right? But everybody puts brisket in them now, and it tastes just as good. Mm-hmm. But basically, the trick behind it is you get the tortillas, and what you make the meat in, that broth, is what you want to. You get all this layer of fat that comes off the top, and that's what you want to saute the tortillas in.
In the
gives
fat.
It a nice, it gives it a nice crunch. Corn tortillas.
Uh-huh.
Gives that a nice crunch. Then you put the meat. You put some cheese, you put some cilantro, onions, fold it over, and then the cool thing is you get that same broth that you put the tortillas in, and that's what you use as
to dip it in.
Yeah, it's almost like an au jus sauce, right?
Uh-huh.
You put that in there, and you just it's incredible, man.
You use like the street taco size.
Yeah, man.
Just a small corn. Tortillas.
Your basic corn tortilla size.
What is it about like oxtail that makes it better than everything else? Like if you've never had oxtail. that's like the best meat ever.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you do barbacoa, which is like shavings of the cow's head. You know what I mean? Like that. It's just very tender. That's what it is.
Carson's like, I don't want to know.
I'm like, I may have to excuse myself. It's fine.
Carson, barbacoa just means barbecue.
There
Yep.
you go. Ooh.
Fantastic.
What did your mom make growing up? What was her go-to? Your favorite?
My favorite is probably green chili chicken enchiladas. So when you're from New Mexico in that region, everybody knows that New Mexico is known for its chili, red or green, right? That's the state question. Hatch green chili. And so that's sort of where my heart is, man. It's comfort food for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a cooking video thing?
I
You just did a one-off kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a little one-off thing. I was showing some buddies like, hey, man, you got to try these. And he was like, what in the world is that? And a lot of times we get chili flown in from New Mexico, right? Because I'm a diva like that, I guess. But we got to get it done right. And so we use this red chili in the broth that we're using. So the Birria Tacos that we make are very spicy, and then you can layer it with a little thing of red chili. It's the best. I'll show you a video.
So you know, we have Amazon too. Frank Ray, the EP is out. It's called Get You Some. More Frank Ray coming up. Frank Ray in the studio. Frank Ray Music on all social media. He's got the new EP out. It's called Get You Some.
Come on.
Go make sure you get that.
Frank, do you know, I want to kind of interject here, because why are there not more Hispanic country artists? Because the listening audience is humongous. Like, there's so many Hispanic people who love country music. I mean, you have caballeros. I mean, you have that whole lifestyle.
Well, there'll probably be more, but ever since they built that wall, it's just
Only Frank can do that.
Yep.
Frank's the only one who can do that job.
But serious, like,
man, I don't know. I'll say this: when I came into country music, there was never any sort of discrimination or anything like that. Everyone's been so incredibly welcoming.
Yeah.
I think it's just the timing of it all. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, since the 90s, there hasn't been a Hispanic artist that's emerged in the genre.
Rick?
Yeah, because we had Rick Trevino at the time. We had Emilio we had the Mavericks.
Yeah, man.
And then all of a sudden, it's been like this drought, and it's really weird.
Underrepresented for
A
sure.
lot like New Mexico, just full of drought. Man, I don't know, but I'll tell you this, man. I am really, really proud and excited to be able to kind of carry the torch. I mean, that's
we
what
are
we're doing.
too. And
Yeah.
it's been something that's baffled me personally. And I know I don't look at my dad is Mexican. I know you're shocked. Yes,
Man, yeah.
I'm adopted. But it's
So
like
he's like, oh, all right.
That makes
Mom is
sense.
Cajun,
He really is
Dad is
adopted.
Mexican, I'm a Mexicajun. So like, but like, it's always just baffled me that all of my cousins, everybody loves country music.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things that, as cliche as it sounds, it speaks to everybody. You know what I mean? It's a universal language. And at the end of the day, when we put in a lot of the percussive stuff that comes from Latin music, it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. You can't help but dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all people want, is just to be entertained and have a good time.
Kind of a side note as well. Do you have Ashley McBride's cell phone? She changed it, and I don't have
She
the new
changed
one.
it. Yeah, no, she changed it on me too. I hit her up, and I never heard back.
Yeah, I did too, and I called, and some dude said, "Oh no, it's the wrong number." So
That happened too with my buddy Tyler Braden. He was another one. I was like, what?
yeah, how often
Wait,
do
you talk to firefighters? What has happened?
When I have to.
Oh.
When I have to make sure the scene is safe.
For those who don't know, Frank is a former police officer.
And the best thing
Tyler
ever
Braden
is when he makes all the firefighter jokes.
But Tyler
so
is
easy
a
to do, you know?
firefighter, or was a firefighter.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's kind of funny that you guys get along so well.
What do you
Yeah,
got?
man.
We got a director, a fireman directory. How do you know that? You just know that?
It's in page, I think Tyler's on page 3 or 4.
Yeah, page 3.
He probably has the
You
T-shirts.
can find the cops on page 1.
I'm not even getting into this, man.
I know, man. I know.
Make sure you check out the EP. It's called Get You Some. It is out. And follow Frank on all social medias, Frank Ray Music. Did you send me that video yet?
I'm going to.
Okay,
Man.
send me that video. I want to see how you cook. Dude, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Great
man.
to see y'all, man. Thank
Frank
you.
Ray, everyone.
Hey, if you like that video, go ahead and subscribe and like and hit the bell and do all the stuff.
Blah, 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 blah.